Harlequin Special Releases and HarlequinAudio present A Lone Star Hero, featuring Long Tall Texans Donavan and Long Tall Texans Jordan, previously published as Cattleman's Pride by Diana Palmer, performed by Todd Mclaren. Dear Reader, I can't believe that it has been over 30 years since my first Long Tall Texans book, Calhoun, debuted. The series was suggested by my former editor, Tara Gavin, who asked if I might like to set stories in a fictional town of my own design. Would I? And the rest is history. As the years went by, I found more and more sexy ranchers and cowboys to add to the collection. My readers, especially Amy, found time to gift me with a notebook listing every single one of them, along with their wives and kids, and connections to other families in my own Texas town of Jacobsville. Eventually, the town got a little too big for me, so I added another smaller town called Comanche Wells and began to fill it up too. You can't imagine how much pleasure this series has given me. I continue to add to the population of Jacobs County, Texas, and I have no plans to stop. Ever. I hope all of you enjoy reading The Long Tall Texans as much as I enjoy writing them. Thank you all for your kindness and loyalty and friendship. I am your biggest fan. Love, Diana Palmer. Long Tall Texans, Donavan. For a special reader, Peggy. Chapter 1. Fay felt as if every eye in the bar was on her when she walked in. It had been purely an impulse, and she was already regretting it. A lone female walking into a bar on the wrong side of town in South Texas late at night was asking for trouble. Women's lib hadn't been heard of this far out, and several pairs of male eyes were telling her so. She could only imagine how she looked in her tight designer jeans, her feet encased in silk hose and high heels, a soft yellow knit sweater showing the faint swell of her high breasts. Her long dark hair was around her shoulders in soft swirls, and her green eyes darted nervously from one side of the small, smoke-filled room to the other. There was a jukebox playing so loud that she had to yell to tell the bartender she wanted a beer. That was a joke, too, because in all her 20 years, she'd never had a beer. White wine, yes, even a pina colada down in Jamaica, but never a beer. Defiance was becoming expensive, she thought, watching a burly man separate himself from his companions with a mumbled remark that made them laugh. He perched himself beside her at the bar, his narrow eyes giving her an appraisal that made her want to run. "Hello, pretty thing," he said, grinning through his beard. "Want to dance?" She cupped her hands around the beer mug to stop them from shaking. "No, thank you," she said in her soft, cultured voice, keeping her eyes down. "I'm waiting for someone." That was almost true. She'd been waiting for someone all her life, but he hadn't shown up yet. She needed him now. She was living with a mercenary social climbing relative who was doing his best to sell her to a rich friend with eyes that made her skin crawl. All her money was tied up in trust, and she was stuck with her mother's brother. Rescue was certainly uppermost in her mind, but this rowdy cowboy wasn't her idea of a white knight. "You and me could have a good time, honey," her admirer continued, unabashed. He smoothed her sweater-clad arm, and she withdrew as if his fingers were snakes. "Now, don't start backing away, sweet thing. I know how to treat a lady." No one noticed the dark face in the corner.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?